Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and today is our Techniques Tuesday. Woohoo! I'm back. And just so you know, this has been pre-recorded because if you're watching this, I'm on the Bay of Fundy, probably picking seashells, walking along the beach, and just enjoying a wonderful day with my husband. The sun is supposed to be shining on Tuesday today, and no rain, and so we're going to have at least one more day out there. And so I have this pile of scrap papers here, and today we are going to be making mini envelopes. Now, before you run off and not stay for the video, trust me, you are going to want to make these. This is going to be a great scrap buster. It's super, super fun. I promise addicting. There are so many uses for these little things. You're just going to be a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Anyway, if you want to craft along with me, it's super easy to do that. You just need a bunch of scraps, and you need a little paper cutter that you can use, or your scissors. I also have one of these, these multi notepads of scrap paper. I always forget about that I have these things, and this is the perfect project to use these. So in order to make our envelopes, it doesn't matter what size of paper you have. You can go by the size of the paper, or you can create paper in the size you want. So I'm just going to grab this notepad here, and I'm going to write this down. So you need to know the length of your paper and the width of your paper. So your width of your paper is going to be the size of your envelope when it's done. So for example, if you want a 2-inch wide envelope, okay, can you see that, what I'm saying there? If you want it to be 2 inches wide, then you need a 4-inch piece of paper going this way. Okay, so if you have a 5-inch piece of paper, you can either, and it's 2 inches wide, you can just cut off a strip. If it's a huge piece of paper and you want a 5-inch, then the width has to be 2.5. So whatever the width is, you want to double the length of the paper. So if we want to make a 6-inch wide, or 6 inches long a piece of paper, then your envelope has got to be 3 inches wide. So that's how you know it's double the width. So if you're making a 3-inch wide one, 6 inches in length, 2-inch wide, 4 inches in length. 1.5 inches wide equals 3 inches length. And you're just going to keep going and going and going. So you can either, like I said, use the paper that in the size it is, or cut it down, or find a paper that's larger and cut it accordingly. So I'm just going to take an example here, and I'm going to cut a 6-inch by 3-inch piece because I know I want a 3-inch wide envelope, and this is just coffee stained paper. And so I'm going to, this isn't big enough to measure 6 inches, so I'm just going to make a little mark here where I want the 6-inch mark to be. Okay, so I'm cutting it down to 6 inches because I want a 3-inch envelope. So 6 inches in length, and this is definitely wider than 3 inches. So I'm just going to trim it down to 3 inches. And this is just to show you what I mean. So there it is, 3 inches by 6 inches. I don't care if there's writing on here. And then what have I got left over? I've got a approximately a 2-inch piece. So I could make a 2-inch wide envelope if this is long enough. So let's just check, and it is. It's 4 inches. So in order to make it 2 inches, because it was a little bit more than 2 inches, I'm going to trim it down to 2 inches. So it's 2 inches wide, so I know I need 4 inches in length. So I'm going to, oh, it's just about perfect. I probably could get away with it. I'm just going to trim it off anyway. So I've cut a 2-inch by 4 inch. So whatever this is, double. And then, this is a pain to do, but I think this is 1 inch. It's a little bit better because I cut it crooked. Okay, so it's 1 inch wide. I'll just have to fix it up. So that means I need a 2 inch long piece. Yeah, you're saying, what? Just give me a chance and you'll see. 2 inches long, and this was a little bit crooked, so I'm just going to straighten it up and make it 1 inch wide. Yeah, it's gluttony for punishment, that's for sure. So there is my 1 inch by 2 inch piece. Now I'm going to show you one more, and that's that these sheets are 4 inches. So I'm going to grab one of these. Let's see, pick a color, Kim. Any color will do. I like the sunflower one. Let's pick the sunflower. So in this case, it's exactly 4 by 4. So if I cut it at 2 inches, I have 2 envelopes that I'm going to make. Okay, so I'm going to get that out of the way. And I've got all kinds of strips here in different sizes. And I'm going to put this away too, because we don't need the cutter anymore. Once you've cut a bunch of them, you can put this all aside. I just brought paper here just to play with after. You can use book pages. I have some book pages here cut too. But this is all cut to the right sizes that I need to play with. So I'm not going to start with this little one first. Do a bigger one first. I'm going to do a pink one in the large. This is 6 inches by 3 inches. So the very first thing you want to do is pretend you're making a paper airplane, and you're going to take the 2 corners and match them up so that the 2 points are touching, and you're going to fold it. Now you can use your bone folder if you want, but it's not necessary, but I'm just going to do that. And then, so you're starting to make a paper airplane, right? We all made those when we were kids. And then you're going to take the bottom up and you're going to fold it up, not quite to the top. You're going to leave a little bit of a space. And there's no, you can make it shorter or longer in this space. It's not a really big deal. And then just fold this down and you've got an instant envelope. Now, don't run away yet. Please don't run away yet. Just keep making them with me. Go get your paper. Stop the video. Go get your paper. And we're just going to make a bunch. So this one is 3 inches wide. So it ends up being, it's about 2.5 inches by the time we're done. But it's 3 inches wide. And we started out with a 6 inch piece of paper. So this one is the 4 by 2. So same thing, I'm going to start out making a paper airplane, getting those 2 points to line up together as close as you can. If you're a little squared off on the top, it really doesn't matter, if it's not a perfect point. And then bringing my bottom paper up to make the envelope itself, I'm going to bring it up just close to the top, to the folded part, but not going right up to the top. Folding that down. And bam, just like that, you have an envelope. Let's do that sunflower one. Folding it like a paper airplane. You are going to be so addicted to these. This is not the part that's cool. It's what's coming up next that's cool. And yeah, you want to try to line them up as much as you can. I'm not doing a good job here today. Okay, there we go. And so paper airplane, bringing that up to the white, or to the top, to where the folds are. Does that make sense, everybody? I hope it does. I think it does. And then folding the flap down, another envelope. You see where we're going with this? Okay, one more time, and then I'm going to tackle that little 1 inch one. 1 inch by 2 inch. Now this is the very first, we are making an embellishment, and this is the very first embellishment I used to teach to my brand new junk journal people when I would teach in my group in Manitoba. This was the first thing that they learned how to make with me. Okay, so folded like a paper airplane and bringing this up, going up to but not over or right up to, and folding the flap down. Okay, now where's my little 1-inch by? Here we go. It looks like a scrap piece of paper, doesn't it? It's an envelope. It's a little harder to do when it's this size. I'm sure you can't even see it in the picture or in the video that well. And of course, it's brown on brown, so maybe I should do it on top of this so you can see it better. Does that help at all? Okay, so I'm folding that. It won't be 100% perfect, but it's pretty close. And then folding this up and folding this one down. Actually, I'm going to do one more. I want to do a larger coffee stained paper. This is just to show you more of what you can do with the plain paper as well. So this is the one that's 6 inches by 3 inches because it's double the width. Whatever your width is, that's your length. So folding it like a paper airplane. How many times am I going to say that? Hey, Kim, how many times are you going to say paper up? Folding it like a paper airplane. Hopefully this will be the last time. And then folding it down. And we have an envelope. So now you can ink stain these and embellish them further if you want. And we're just going to do that quickly. Yeah, we haven't done a lot of embellishing yet in our techniques. This one's folded a little bit crooked. I'm just going to straighten that out. Fix that. Now I've inked it up, and you can leave it like this, or you can glue the sides on either side here. Glue it up, glue the flaps down, and make yourself a real little envelope. Or you can glue this down onto your page right across the whole back. Just glue it right down on your page and it will sit here, and it now is a hidden writing spot that you can write in on your page. Cool, right? Pretty cool. Now, you can glue it on 3 sides, the 2 sides and the bottom, and leave the top open so you can tuck something in up here. Okay, so if this were glued on the 3 sides, you'd have a tuck spot in here, but you also have a, well, we'll use another piece of paper. You have a tuck spot in here if you didn't glue the sides up. You can tuck in there. Now, if you did glue the sides up, you can still open this up and you can still put something inside of it, although this might be too big. So we'll just put a little ticket in there. So you can put that in there if you've glued the sides up, and maybe you've glued these little flaps down. But you can leave it as a full writing space and still tuck things inside there. Okay, so are we getting it? Now what happens if you take a second envelope and you glue it down again on the 3 sides? So now this one won't open up so easily, okay? So you have to consider that when you're doing this. But you can tuck something. I need another piece of paper. Here we go. You can tuck something in there. You can tuck something in the fold in here. And so on, and so on, and so on. So I'm going to take all of this out for now. You can stagger them on a page so that you can open them up individually. Let's work on this page now. Except now you won't see this envelope. So I just happen to have a whole bunch made here. So you can stagger them on your page so that they all open up individually. So you can glue them on the 3 sides still tuck things in, but each one will still open up for a writing space. Are you loving this yet? So even though this one is glued on the 3 sides and you're tucking in here, you can still open up this one and write in there. Or you can tuck from the side. You can tuck that way. You can go on and on with things that you're tucking into it. You can just leave it plain and just glue it down. Like I said, you can also leave it as it is as an envelope. So let's suppose you want to make it into a little envelope by gluing the sides down, and you want it to look like a little envelope. So you just do a little return address signature thing here. You put who it's to. And as you can see, I'm just squiggling, so you don't even have to read my writing. And then maybe, just maybe, you have another little scrap piece of paper, like just an ordinary little piece of paper. Just cut yourself a little square. And glue it on to be your stamp. Now that's a pretty boring little stamp, so we can make some little squiggly lines around it to make it look like a stamp, sort of. You can ink stamp over top of it. You can ink stamp on this envelope. So there is your stamped envelope, and you can now glue it down to your project by the flap. So it's glued to your project on the flap only, and you can open it up this way because all you've done is glued the little flap down. So it looks like an envelope, but it can open up completely. Now you can again still seal the sides so that you can tuck something into here, hidden away, or another little note card hidden away and folded back up. Or you can have this little flap glued down and leave this open so that you can tuck something going in this way. Or you can glue the envelope with these things up, glue the envelope down, and it just opens up further over here. So it could be glued on the 3 sides, your flap is up, and you can still tuck something in behind there as well. You can go on and on and on and on. It's just your imagination. You can decorate these with your washi tapes, with your labels, with faux handwriting, just scribbles, a little stamp, and your return address. You can stamp with your ink pads. Where did my little one go? I lose them all the time on here. You can have this one also tucked in here. You can do collages with these. So now I'll bring all my envelopes over because I made lots, just waiting for you to come here today. So you can have them all over your page. You can create little clusters with them. You can take out your cluster book. Let me get my cluster book. And you can create a collage in your cluster book for your envelopes. Maybe you want to have your envelopes. Oh, I got to find a blank page. Here we go. Okay, so maybe you want to have them on a music sheet, and you can create a cluster just like that. Leave it until you want to use it, and then you can tear this whole thing out. This whole thing would be like a cluster just in itself that you can now add onto your page by gluing this on the back. 1 side, 2 side, 4 sides that you can tuck behind it if you want. It doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. It goes on and on and on. So you can see how easy it is to use these and how easy it is to make them. I hope this has been fun. This is my mini. I'm doing lots of minis, but this, even though it's a mini video, it packs a big punch as to what you can do with it. I would love to fill a whole page with just these, that they open up. So you got to make sure that they don't touch, so that you can open them up completely. Now this one I had a little extra piece because it was a little longer than the double the width. So I just folded it under, which you can do that as well. You can have this unfold several times as long as you know what your basic envelope fold is going to be first. But I just did that so that I can, instead of wasting the paper. But you can have these all the way down your page, and all of them can be pockets. That are glued onto 3 sides at the back, or you can make it into an envelope. You can make it into an envelope and still glue it on 3 sides. But what I like about it being open is that every one of these will open up. It's just a matter of playing with the paper that you can flip it up. So you give yourself all of this extra writing space throughout your entire page. And then this little one up here could just be for fun. So that's it for today's technique. I think if this doesn't just get you excited and want to play, I don't know what will. These can also be just tucked into a journal, or, you know, just wrapped around a page just as they are, or paper clipped to a page just as they are. You can turn these into paper clips. Am I blowing your mind yet? I know that when I sit and play with these, I just go crazy. So you can actually, you know, glue your paper clip into the back side of this where it's hidden, and then just glue a piece of paper, or glue this closed completely so that it's just a pretend envelope, and this now can clip along the side of your page. Have a very creative day, everyone. I hope you get as addicted to this as I am and have some fun playing. I would love your comments in the comments below. Please like and share this. And today's Tuesday. I'm out having a fun time while you're making envelopes, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye for now.